Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jennifer C. at HomeLifeCultureLink.com, Nino Simeka at MortgageGodfather.ca, and Jewelry Forever at JewelryForever.ca. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Well. Here we are once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 80. 80. It's a milestone. It's one of the 10s. It's a big one. 80. We've been doing this for 80 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 80 of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, and I'm your host, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown. And I am joined by the greatest co-host in all of the galaxy, the one, the only,
Regine Alaina. Happy Sunday, fun day, ladies and gents. 80 episodes, Scott. That's a lot of episodes.
That's quite a big chunk of time we've done there, Regine. That's we've been through a lot. We've been through the, two different studios, and now we've transitioned here onto Skype because of this pandemic we're going through, and we've done so many things, and here we are, 80 episodes.
I was like, where's he going with this?
I started saying it, and I was like, where am I going with this? I guess we're just at 80. Okay, 80.
It's crazy to think.
I know, it's pretty nuts. Oh, I was just going to say hello to the people in the chat. Deathshot314, what's up? Good morning. How are you, Deathshot? Yeah, 80, I know. He says, wow, 80. It's been quite a ride.
Know.
It's been quite a ride. And Mike Brown, good morning. Have a fun show today. Thank you, Father. Thank you very much.
Good morning. You know what we should do? We should do, because your dad's been posting a lot in his backyard, we should do a backyard episode one day once this is all clear and done.
Yeah, that'd be really fun, actually. And I think we could probably make that work.
We could even do it now. You sit on one side of the yard, I sit on the other.
Yeah, like a little
Skype
out by the pool. I actually like that idea a lot.
Okay,
I think my dad would like that as well.
Next weekend, Mr. Brown, we're coming by.
Yeah, we could social distance in the backyard. That'd be pretty easy, actually.
I'll sit in the pool. You can sit on the.
Yeah.
Just
That'll
kidding.
be fun. Yeah. Okay. We can figure that out. I don't know for next week, but that would be fun. We should definitely. That's definitely in our future. That's a good idea. How was your week, Regine?
My week was good. I posted a new video on YouTube yesterday. And the weather has been so nice that I literally sat outside and edited my video and got a nice tan. How was your week, Scott?
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I will say, I watched your video. It's very well done. And we'll talk about it a little bit more once we bring our guest in, because it was well done. I liked it a lot. The weather's been so nice. Going for nice walks. Oh, Deathshot says, might as well take a walk while watching this. Exactly. That's a great idea there, Deathshot. Perfect. Enjoy the nice weather. I hope it's nice where you are as well. It's another beautiful blue sky, sunny day here in Toronto. Actually, you know what I did yesterday? I went and got the tires, the winter tires taken off the car.
Watch, it's gonna snow now that you did that.
I mean, hope not. But it was just like, I'm like, okay, I didn't really want to do it, but one thing that was nice is they've, a lot of the businesses they've set up, the ones that have been allowed to reopen have taken some pretty good steps with, social distancing. Like a lot of the places have stickers on the floor now. So like they put this big sticker. It's like you can stand here, and then they've got another one like 6 feet back. You can stand there. And so, I just wore a mask and hand the guy the keys, and that's about it. And I figured it's probably good to not be driving around in like this 30-degree weather with winter tires if I don't want them to fall apart on me.
No.
So how it goes.
I know our guest has some stuff to say about people and grocery stores, so maybe we should bring her in.
Okay, yeah, let's bring her in. I've got an intro for her here.
Wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is a singer-songwriter born and raised in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. She started singing at the age of 7 years old. She is a multi-instrumentalist. She plays the piano as well as the drums. She has won many singing competitions such as the Canadian Music League and the Filipino Singing Idol, just to name a few. And she has currently been awarded the title of the Season 12 champion of Long and McQuaid's singing contest with John Santos. She's currently the lead singer of Diversity Band. And her brand new single, You Don't Know Me, is available now on Spotify. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the sit down, April Joyce. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming. Okay, so you have a lot of titles under your belt, and I love when guests come in with all these like bougie highlights, and you make Scott look bad. So thank you.
No, I'm not trying to make him look bad.
Sorry, Scott.
What is this? I didn't expect that. So how have you been doing? How have you been adjusting to this new reality we're all living in? I always pretty much start the interviews that way, but it's because we're living in this kind of new world. How's it been going?
I mean, it's been pretty different. I'm sure it's been pretty difficult and different for everyone else too. But personally, for me, I ended school on I didn't get to end the semester with like writing final exams in class. It ended around March.
Oh, wow.
That's when the quarantine started. But our school year was supposed to end in April, but then now we had to switch into online classes, and it was pretty difficult because like me being a science major, biology major.
Oh, you need
at Ryerson. Yeah, we need labs. We need to like write a lot of like formulas and stuff and be able to calculate stuff, and it's really hard learning online. So basically our profs had to just teach us on online lectures, and it was more like of independent learning. But it was also different because like we had to we had to study on our own time, which like for me as a student, I think like you get lazy to study because like you're literally studying at home and you don't feel like doing it, because usually a lot of students, they feel more motivated to study when they're at school, when they're in a school and educated environment. So for me it was kind of different, and I was kind of like losing a bit of motivation, but I was just like keep on pushing because like we're almost done the semester. But currently right now I'm also taking spring classes online. Wow. So I guess I'm kind of getting into the hang of it.
So you're slowly adjusting. Yeah, I can see that, and I've heard that from other people when in my live streams, like other people who are in school. It's definitely not the same experience. I mean, it's I've got to think the education is suffering for sure. And again, like you said, you're in science. I mean, it's basically some things are conducive to online learning and some just aren't. And that's got to be a tough thing to be dealing with for sure.
Yep.
But you're getting through it. What other things have you had to change? Like how's I don't know, because I know me personally, like for the longest time we couldn't go to any stores. Ordering groceries. Or what sort of things have you had to do that are different nowadays?
Well, of course, going out, like everyone has to be wearing masks nowadays, and social distancing, physical distancing, and it's kind of hard to do because we're not used to doing that stuff. And like I had to go to the grocery store. Can I tell you guys a story?
Yes, please.
So basically, I went to Walmart to do some groceries, and there was a long lineup. And I was just waiting in line, and someone behind me, there was this lady behind me, and she was kind of like impatient in line, because the line was pretty long already, but you know, we had no choice. Everyone had to do their groceries and stuff. But so there was this lady in line, and I think she was with her friend or sister. I don't know who she was, but she was just like commenting and blurting out all these comments, and like no one really wanted to hear her comments. And she was just saying, like, because I was wearing my mask and mostly everyone in line was wearing masks, and she didn't have a mask on, and she was all like, oh, why is everyone wearing masks? Like, is it mandatory to wear masks? Like, if you're so scared of the virus, just stay home. And I'm like, okay, well, not everyone wants to, like. And she also said if you're so scared, just stay home. And then she also said, because there's a thing nowadays, like, you know, Instacart, where you can like deliver your own groceries, but like, you know, not everyone wants to get their groceries delivered, and they'd rather do their own groceries. And I don't know, she was just really annoying me. And like, she was also saying stuff like, she was pointing out how there was this family in front of us with a baby, and the baby was crying, and the mom was there, and the grandparents were there. And I'm like, girl, like, you should just calm down, you know, keep your comments to yourself. No one wants to listen to that.
No one wants to hear it.
Yeah. And I just felt like it was just really rude. And like, she was also saying that she had a mask in her bag, and I'm like, okay, like,
don't want to wear it.
Like, yeah. And the purpose of that is to not only protect yourself, but also protect others. Because like, some people are asymptomatic from it, you know, and like, and we can't see the virus, so we can spread it easily.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, people are definitely on edge, and I think this situation now where, you know, we've got to stand in these lines.
Yeah.
And basically, it's a brand new thing that we're not used to doing, and I guess people deal with stress in different ways. Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood that idea where, I mean, I've seen it in airports as well, where you always have that, you're all waiting in line, and then there's that one person who just feels the need to like
Make a comment.
Yeah, comment on the situation that they're in. And I'm like, yeah, we get it. We're all annoyed that we're standing in this line, you know, but not all of us feel the need to like vent this frustration so we all get to hear it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
that's tough. Be good to each other out there, people. We're all going through a hard time. It's not easy for anybody. Nobody wants to stand in line to get groceries.
I stood in line for the dollar store. To me, that was like, wait, I'm just going to the dollar. Oh,
there you go.
Boy, the dollar store.
Death Shot in the chat says, one, she said she's not wrong. I think he's talking about you, Joyce, I think, when you were saying some stuff earlier. But he says he was at Meijer, which is a shop in the U.S.
Yeah.
So many people were there, and some people at Meijer didn't have masks. Did you find, Death Shot, were they keeping apart from each other? Because generally they say you want to keep about 6 feet away from everybody. Were people avoiding each other there, or were they not? Hopefully
I'm
they
also
were.
curious on his end, because he is in the States, or she, sorry.
I think it's a he.
I'm curious, like, in their state itself, because I know every other state is different, like, are there a lot of cases where he is, or are there a declining number? Because that could also make an impact on if people are actually going to take it serious or not.
Oh yeah, it's a good question. Did you hear that, Death Shot? Regine's asking you where you are in your state. Are there a high number of cases? Do you know, or has it been fairly low compared to other places? Let us know. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. I had to go to I went to Canadian Tire the other day, which for American people, Canadian Tire is a popular hardware store here.
It's like Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Home Depot. And they just recently opened up, and so it was so weird being in a store for the first time. Like, I didn't want to even go in the store, but I had ordered something to do curbside pickup. And they brought it to me, and then when I got home, it was the wrong item.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I had to go back, and it's funny because I ordered the item at the time the stores were closed, but when it came time to actually return it, the stores were open, so I had to go into the store. Most people were masked, and they've got like plexiglass over all the counters, all of the tills.
Yeah.
So and they're all wearing masks, so it's like I said, they've done a good job. But you can tell people are still on edge, right? I mean, that's why I think everybody, one thing you got to bring with you, if you're going to bring a mask, that's good. And if you want to wear gloves, you can wear gloves. You can bring your hand sanitizer. But you should also bring with you your patience. Because, because everybody is, like I said, it's just nobody likes this. Nobody wants to be going through it, and you've got to think. Like, I just imagine basically every time I decide I'm going to go outside, right? There's like a whole list of things that I have to do before and after that I never had to do before, right? Before, if I'm going to go outside, I throw on my shoes, maybe a jacket, out I go, right? Now I'm thinking, oh, I should bring, where am I going? Do I need a mask? Do I need to bring this? You know, okay, I got to make sure that I have this in my hand and I don't touch these surfaces on my way out of the building. Make sure I hand sanitize. Then when I come back, there's this whole process. I peel off the layers of clothing, wash the hands, wipe down anything we bought. Like, again, I don't know how far my paranoia should go, but I know that I'm being as careful as I can. But again, everybody is going through that same thing. There are like 5 or 6 different other new things that every person has to do even the simplest things now. And so I think it's just keep an awareness, everybody, that every person in front of you in that line and behind you is going through the same thing.
Okay, so I have a question for you guys, because we're all in Toronto, so we've all seen the news of Bellwood Trinity Park, how it was packed yesterday. And I know April went out yesterday but kept her distance. Scott, your area is a tourist attraction, so I don't know how busy it's getting, but what are your thoughts on people now going out in public to the park, to the golf course when it's hot outside and not really social distancing?
Yeah. Do you want to go first there, April?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like everyone's going through the same thing, and like the weather is nice outside and everyone wants to enjoy the nice weather and because it's hot and whatever, but like they said, like you have to act like you have the virus and still keep that distance, because once like we all like, you know, stand in like big crowds and not keep that distance, the numbers are just gonna go up, and that's just like we're trying to protect each other as a community and as a, like our city, and like it's just kind of unfair where like, you know, people are being, you know, selfish and like they just want to like make this type of trouble. And I think they should, you know, just continue social distancing.
I feel like the province opened up too soon. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but when I saw phase 1 was coming out, I'm like, how is phase 1 opening up already when numbers aren't fully decreasing? Because now numbers are going up again. So I don't see
200, 300
I don't
new
get
cases.
it.
I know. I don't get it either.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to find that moment of like I don't have a problem necessarily with them allowing businesses to open with the new restrictions. Like as long as they can say, okay, we have some new rules in place. Like I said, when we went into, say, the hardware store, I think there it's set up pretty well, and they limit the number of people in the shops. In terms of parks and things, I mean, yeah, I understand people wanting to go outside, and I think it's good to go outside. It's a nice day. I mean, you know, I think if you're too scared to even go outside your door, I think you're actually doing a disservice to yourself. I think it's important to get out there and walk around a little bit, but I still think it's important to maintain a distance from people, because it's like we were just saying, April. I mean, it's a good idea to kind of assume or act as if you do have it, even if you're pretty sure you don't, because one, there is that 2-week incubation, right? So you may have it and you don't know, but it's less that and more. Like I said, I think I've said this a few times from the beginning. I'm not really concerned about me getting it. You know, I'm not in that risk range. I know some people have had some bad effects, but that's you know, it seems unlikely, but maybe, I don't know. But my concern is just people around me, and specifically vulnerable people around me. I just you know, it's one thing for me to get like a light flu and like be inconvenienced, or I don't know how bad it is. It depends. Some people are getting really bad symptoms, some people aren't. But I'm not really thinking about that myself. It's me. I'm thinking about, you know, somebody who's immune suppressed or just, you know, vulnerable in some way. It's just you know. So what I'll say is go outside. You should go outside. It's a beautiful day, especially now in Toronto. It's beautiful. Go for a walk, but just don't go close to anybody that's not, you know, living in your home with you. It's really simple. Just do that. Just do that. Yeah.
I also saw in the news that people who do go to Bellwood Trinity and don't have, like, because there's no washrooms there or anything. So apparently they're like jumping the streets to pee in people's backyards. And
Oh my god.
to me, that's gross, first off.
Yeah.
But second, apparently there are a lot of elderly people within that area. So imagine you being asymptomatic, jumping into like a grandma or grandpa's backyard, and then them end up getting it because of you. Like,
Yeah.
just don't risk it. I like how what Wayne Buff Boy Fitness said was, it's like, remember when we were kids and we were all scared of getting cooties? Why can't we just pretend like they're cooties and just stay away from everyone?
That's true. Yeah, that's what he did say. That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Act like there's cooties everywhere. You know how to avoid that. There you go.
You did it when you were little. Do it now.
Exactly. Oh, Death Shot in the chat says, in his area, not really a lot. He doesn't have to worry as much because he doesn't live near people. Okay, so I guess where he lives, everybody's quite spread out. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, Death Shot. Thank you for letting us know. Let's talk about music.
Yes, because that's why April's here.
Yeah. So April, you have
Yep.
just released a brand new single titled "You Don't Know Me."
Yes, I did.
So tell us about it. Do people know
you?
you?
Okay, well, basically, if you listen to the lyrics, most of it is you don't know me. But so it's basically talking about, like, you know, people talking behind your back, you know, they act as if they know you, and like they're like super tight with you, and like, I guess, like, if you do trust people, you get comfortable. But some people, like, if they just, you know, if you get backstabbed, like, they don't really know like who you truly are.
You think you
And-
know someone, yeah.
Yeah, you think you know someone, but you don't. So they could do, like, you know, something back to you. So what goes around comes around, and just be kind to people. That's basically what the song is about. And yeah, so I actually wrote this song with my producer, Tal Weissman, and I wrote this about 2 years ago, but I just released it now. I mean, like, I felt like it was the right time to release it, because, you know, everyone's at home, no one's really doing anything that much, and they have the time on social media these days. So I was like, okay, well, like, why not? And it was my first time putting something out there on Spotify. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like the line, specifically the one about not mistaking your kindness for weakness. That was cool. Was the song, I mean, you don't have to get into specifics, but was the song about an actual event, an actual person, or was it more about like an idea or a theoretical person? Like, was it based, were there real events in your life that inspired you to write it?
Partially, yes, but I feel like everyone goes through something like that, and it was just more like, you know, an idea, a general thing that every person goes through. So yeah.
I was listening to it this morning while I was getting ready, hence the heavy eyeliner and eyeshadow. Thanks, April. You inspired me.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, I think there are. Yeah, I like what you said, that there are. Everybody goes through those types of experiences. Like I said, I mean, that line, you know, don't mistake kindness for weakness, stood out to me because I feel like that's happened to me, where people will think that because, you know, I'm not outwardly, like they think that because you're being nice that they can kind of use that to their advantage, to take advantage of you in some way. And but you don't know me. Right?
Exactly.
Wow, that was a little creepy.
Well, why don't we? Shall we give the song a listen then?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. Let's do it. Let's give it. Oh, and Death Shot says I like that song, so I guess you already listened to it. I shared it in my Discord server earlier, like the link to thing. So some people might have already checked it out. But for all of you who haven't heard it yet, this is a sit down with Scott Dion Brown world premiere. You Don't Know Me by April Joyce.
These days I keep my distance. Don't care if you think I'm different. I've been hurt, but I learned my lesson. I know about all your sad games. Boy, you messed up, it's a damn shame. I can't keep up with all this tension. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, it won't be wise. Don't think I won't notice when people go telling lies. Ain't trying to change the world, just trying to change your mind. You think that you got me figured out, but you don't know me. You think I'm soft and weak, but you don't know me. Can't stand on my own feet, no, you don't know me. You think I would be lost without you, but what would I do? I guess it's true, yeah, you don't know me. Every word that you're writing, you think you're good at hiding all the secrets you don't want to show. Tell me flirting is harmless, maybe try being honest. It's too much for me, I need to go. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, it won't be wise. Don't think I won't notice when people go telling lies. Ain't trying to change the world, just trying to change your mind. You think that you got me figured out, but you don't know me. You think I'm soft and weak, but you don't know me. Can't stand on my own feet, no, you don't know me. You think I would be lost without you, but what would I do? I guess it's true, yeah, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. Yeah, you don't know me. These days I keep my distance. Don't care if you think I'm different. I've been hurt, but I learned my lesson. You think I'm soft and weak, but you don't know me. Can't stand on my own feet, no, you don't know me. You think I would be lost without you, but what would I do? I guess it's true, yeah, you don't know me. You don't know me, you don't know me. Stood on my feet, no, you don't know me. I'm lost without you, you don't know me. Yeah, yeah, you don't know me.
Yeah.
And that was You Don't Know Me by April Joyce. Awesome. And that song, that world premiere, as well as this entire episode actually was brought to you guys by some very important people, right, Regine?
Yes, Scott.
Yes. And of course those people are our advertisers. Hey Regine,
Yes, Scott.
do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
Potentially.
Are you buying or selling a home?
Depends on what it's worth.
And perhaps maybe we'll do more of that after all of this business is over with. But in
They're
the
actually
meantime,
open right now. Sorry.
Oh, perfect. Even
Continue.
better. Great.
Continue your script.
Yes. Well, no, we're adjusting it slightly. We're adjusting it. Anyways, if you are buying or selling your home, or you want to find out what your home is really worth, then Jennifer C., Realtor at Home Life Culture Link, is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see her current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com. The Mortgage Godfather is here to give you advice with any mortgage needs you may have, and he will shop to find you the best mortgage. Nino Saimeka, mortgage agent.
He'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Regine, I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Michael, I never wanted this for you, called the Mortgage
Continue.
Godfather.
Find out more at mortgagegodfather.ca or call 905-604-6955. The Mortgage Godfather. And it was brought to you by Jewelry Forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they'll change watch batteries, all done on site. Jerry in that store is a genius and an artist. He creates amazing, beautiful, custom pieces of art that you can have created for the people, the special people in your life. And not only that, Regine, we have a very special deal with them right now, don't we?
We do. When the stores reopen and you let them know that Scott and Regine sent you, you will get 15% off your entire purchase. That's 15%.
15%. Truly an amazing deal. That's right, everybody. As soon as the stores are open up again, and that's probably happening soonish, pretty soon, head on over to Markville Mall in Markham, Ontario. Jewelry Forever. And if you let them know that Scott and Regine sent you, you'll get 15% off your purchase. Go on in. And in the meantime, find out more at jewelryforever.ca. And they are currently on their Instagram page doing a giveaway. So if you would like to, just in time for Father's Day, win a beautiful stainless steel men's bracelet, that would make a great gift for your papa. Follow them on Instagram and like that post. Find that post about the Father's Day giveaway. Leave a comment. Follow them on Instagram, and you
let
just
them know
might
Scott
win.
and Regine sent you.
Yeah, sure. Let them know Scott and Regine sent you. That'd be nice too. And it'll be 15% off your free thing that you might win. So it'll be free plus 15, which is still 0. I'm sorry, there's no additional. But still, if you tell them Scott and Regine sent you, that'd be funny. But yeah, find it out. Follow them, Jewelry Forever, on Instagram, and comment on that post. You could win something nice. And if you would like to advertise on the show, it's very easy, right, Regine?
It's simple. All you guys have to do is email us at radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. And because the ads, we do the show live every week. It's live week to week. So what does that mean? It means that you can personalize the ads week to week. Do you have a sale coming up? Do you have an event that's, specific to one time and one place? You can let us know, and we can let your potential client base know in real time. It's an incredible thing. Reach a brand new audience. Radio show ad, radioshowad@gmail.com. And we're back. We're back with April Joyce. April, wonderful song. It sounds great.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys liked it.
So good. I was telling April, and that's probably why you heard us laughing at the top of the or the second half. So her photo in the song, whatever you want to call it, the artwork, was my inspiration for my makeup today. Hence that crazy eyeshadow. So thanks for the inspiration, April.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
You did.
Death Shot in the chat says, I've had that happen. I've had people take advantage of me. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Death Shot, but I guess that's why, again, that idea of people sort of taking steps, that they shouldn't. It's that message in your song there seems to speak to a lot of people there, Michelle. I mean, April.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Who's Michelle?
Who the heck is Michelle?
Did I say it? Is there anybody named Michelle in the ads or anything?
No.
Where did the name Michelle come from?
I don't know, Scott, where'd it come from?
Who are you thinking of right now?
I don't know. Michelle. Did I see the? I'm trying to think. Did I see the word Michelle or the name Michelle anywhere?
I have not seen it anywhere. Scott, you're on your own.
Somewhere in my mind, there's a girl named Michelle running around, I guess.
Don't say that out loud.
Anyways, April. So it sounds like the ideas in the song are speaking to some other people as well. You've touched on sort of something that a lot of people have experienced.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad people can relate to it too.
Excellent. So you said this is your first song that you've released on Spotify. Is this your first original as well, or have you written other songs?
I mean, I've written other songs too, and there's more to come. But I haven't really released a song yet, one of my own originals. But yeah, so this was the first time.
Yay! It's so good.
I'm so nervous.
Every time I talk to you about getting you on the show, you're always busy or
I'm
working on a song, and I'd rather join or jump on when I have something. And now you're not busy, and now you have something to release. So here you are.
Yeah, taking how you guys always been asking me, and then now like when there's quarantine, this is how we're talking.
Well, it's been over a year since I've last seen you. I don't know about that, but it's been
a year.
Been over a year.
I think I probably would have seen you last at some live event or something, right? Where we would have been performing, I guess, probably.
The Give Back concert last year was the last time I saw April.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I guess speaking of live events, I know, so you're also the lead singer in the band Diversity, spelled DVERSTY. So I guess you guys probably haven't been doing any live stuff lately, but let's tell me a bit about your band.
Well, we play at Roba's Bar and Lounge. It's actually a Filipino bar at Bathurst and Lawrence. We play there almost maybe like once or twice a month. And unfortunately, like we wanted to start like performing at other bars and stuff, but like during the summer, but since there's quarantine, we can't really do that. So yeah, we haven't been playing in so long, and we miss playing. And a lot of like people in the band setting who also play there, they've been telling me that they miss playing too, and I'm like, I can relate to how you guys feel too. So it's so sad. I mean, like, because we're so like passionate about music, and it's like a stress reliever to be performing like every week somewhere, doing gigs, and now it's just we're just at home. But I mean, like, I guess looking at the bright side, like this quarantine can help us bond more with our family and have closer relationships with them. And because like now we don't really have that during like regular days, we don't really have that time to spend with our family. And right. And so I mean, it's pretty good too.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a very good point. Yeah, we could take the time to sort of know. It's because we're being forced to slow down, and so much of I don't know, life these days is you're always going, and there's very little encouragement to ever really slow things down and just sort of appreciate, the little things, the people around you. In fact, I think in a lot of the times our culture, in a lot of ways, it almost discourages that type of thing. The idea of slowing down to smell the roses and all that, it's very much, it's almost seen as a bad thing a lot of times, right? It's almost seen as being lazy or you got to be productive. You got to make sure you're doing this and you got to do this. And I do think maybe suddenly, I mean, again, I should preface, I'm always hesitant to talk about, finding the silver linings and stuff like this, just because, it is a horrific situation, and there are a lot of people who are going through, the worst of this, and so they probably don't like the idea of hearing, hey, it's not actually so bad. So by keeping in mind that I'm aware that it's a very, very, there's a wide range of experiences of this thing, and despite these little benefits that I'm talking about of, now we can slow down and smell the roses. That doesn't mean that I'm like somehow happy or happy. And none of us are saying that we're glad that this has happened or anything. Yeah. But that being said, we're all experiencing in different ways. And for a lot of people, it has just been this forced slowdown of life. And like you're touching on your point there, April, there is something to say that maybe there was something that maybe we weren't taking the time to do. And at the very least, this is allowing us to find the time to do that. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was an interesting point. And also what you're saying anyway in terms of music, it must feel weird to, like, I know with me, my own band, that we used to meet every week, and I haven't seen those guys in a very, very long time. We've chatted a little bit online, but suddenly that regular thing of getting together, making music together, it's just been it's been nuts. Have you I know I've noticed a few bands. I haven't myself, but a few bands I've seen online. They'll do like these. They put out songs where they're all playing their instruments in individual different locations, and I guess they mix it all together afterwards. Have you guys thought about doing that as a band?
Yeah, I mean, I've been telling them, but they're kind of like older and they have their own families too. So like they're busy too, and we don't really have that time to, one person do a video and the other person. So
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, the thing about that when I see that is like, it's it looks awesome, but there's quite a bit of work, not just in the performance side of it. Like it's not the same as just
the
everybody
editing
plugs
side.
in their instrument. Exactly,
editing.
right? Like that's an entire thing on itself. I mean, it's one thing where everybody can just plug in and play, but it's something else when okay, you're basically going into video production at that point.
And is that why you're not doing it, Scott? Because you know the editing's gonna fall on you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely will follow me, and that's something I should say. I'd be happy to do it, but it would be, it's a lot of work. It is, and the thing is, my days mainly are I'm editing something.
Video
else,
gaming? No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, those are my nights. My nights are video gaming.
Nights.
But no, my days are. I've just been trying to work on my short film, and I figure I'm very hesitant to take on other things, and I kind of almost feel bad because like my YouTube channel, well actually my YouTube channel is getting a lot of gaming content, but I haven't been putting out a lot of my other content, and the reason for that is because I'm trying very hard to not. I find, I don't know, you guys find this, if you've got like 50 things to do, it's tough to get anything done because you're always splitting your time over so many things. So I'm trying to kind of focus on the one project I really want to get done, and then when I get that done, I'll work on stuff.
How's that going, by the way? Because you've been talking about it for a few weeks now.
It's going. So the film is getting closer. Every day it gets a little bit closer. But I do find, again, I think it's just kind of the way it's the way where we're just always just at home and I'm just sort of here. Is I do find it's hard to like sometimes find the motivation to like go for hours and hours working on it. Like I can feel myself like that my entire pace of everything I'm doing is kind of slowing down. So so it's like I'm getting stuff done, but I feel like I could get more done in a day than I am, but it's so that's a struggle as well, I guess. When you don't have to be anywhere, you don't have any appointments to keep. There's nothing that you have to really get done at any one time. It can be tough.
Maybe you should like give yourself deadlines. So like this part of the movie should be done by this week, and this part of the movie should be done by this week. Because I'm the same way. If I don't have a deadline for something, I'm just gonna be like, all right. Like YouTube videos, I'm like, I don't need to set a date for when I'm gonna post one. So if you give yourself a deadline, I mean, it might work.
That's a really good point, actually. I know I should do that. Yeah, because I will find like even my last film, I got it done eventually because I was like, okay, and the thing is, it wasn't even my deadline. It was like I need to get this done so that I can submit it by this deadline for the film festivals, and I would have been really mad at myself if I'd missed that deadline because then it's a whole other year. So suddenly and to meet that deadline, I was pulling all-nighters that final couple weeks. Like I was just not sleeping at all to finish it.
Now you're pulling all-nighters video gaming.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So, yeah, some of those streams are long. I had a 6-hour stream last week, a 5-hour stream. A lot of video gaming. April, have you taken on any new, like, what sort of things are you doing to pass the time? Have you taken on any new hobbies, or is it a lot of TV? What have you been doing to pass all this extra time?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't like interested in watching Korean dramas, but now I've been like obsessed with it.
Did you watch Crash Landing on You?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. That's the first K-drama I watched.
That's me too. Me too, but then I stopped because I couldn't read anymore.
Oh my gosh. Finish it.
I finished it.
Oh, you did?
I did, yeah. Don't worry. It took me longer because I didn't want to read.
Well, yeah, at first I wasn't used to like, reading subtitles, but I don't know, I got used to it, and now I'm on my 5th show Korean drama now.
Stop. And those are long.
I know. I finished like 16 episodes in like 4 days. It's crazy.
You sound like my mom. She does the same thing. Like, she'll be up until like 3 a.m. watching K-drama. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Her and my stepdad.
Now I understand. I understand why people get addicted to it, because everyone tells me like once you start, you won't be able to stop. And I'm like,
I stopped.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know how, but probably after the quarantine is over, I won't be watching anymore. But I don't want to say that now, because next thing you know, I'm still watching.
I'll ask you when quarantine's over.
Okay.
Awesome.
We'll see.
You're the first person we've had on who's talked about. So you've discovered the world of Korean dramas.
Yes.
Incredible.
I
Yeah, I haven't
never
watched any of
them.
those. But yeah, so they're very addictive, are they?
Yes.
When I was watching Crash Landing on You, I was like craving fried chicken.
Oh yeah, the fried chicken.
I was like, I really want fried chicken, and I'm not a fried chicken person, so I never got it. But
I saw a YouTube video, that chicken business, that chicken company, they're pretty famous, I think. So I'm pretty sure they were like advertising it.
I heard that I watched a YouTube video too. It's probably someone different. Maybe it's the same person. I don't know. But they were saying that those specific chicken places in Korea, the big ones, are actually in a lot of K-dramas, which is probably why they're so popular. Yeah.
So wait, we're talking about chicken. Sorry, we're talking about chicken because
in Korean dramas, in Korea, they're known for fried chicken.
Yeah,
like a specific.
It looks so good.
Like, you know how we have Jollibee in the Philippines as chicken joy? So it's like that, but like on a whole other level.
Yeah, and they mix it with like cheese.
They look really yummy.
The fried chicken plays a prominent role in the show as well.
They're always eating at a chicken joint.
They always go there. Like every episode.
I know you're a vegetarian now, Scott, but I mean, I'm sure if you watched it, you'd be like, now I want chicken.
Yeah, that's true. I have taken on. That's true. This quarantine, that's one thing that's happened is I've pretty much become a vegetarian, and interesting. But I did love me some fried chicken, and I'll
send you a clip of just Korean drama chicken.
Yeah, and all the mukbangers on YouTube are eating it. Like they'll do a whole mukbang on it with cheese and beer.
I don't understand mukbang. Is it mukbang? Mukbang.
Mukbang.
I don't know,
not sure
to be
how to
honest.
say it properly.
I'm not doing a YouTube video on that. That's for sure.
People might tune in. People would tune in.
Or ASMR.
Yeah. In the chat, Death Shot says, well, first he said that this quarantine, I think this was when we were talking about like some of the things that, some of the stuff that helped us in the quarantine, but he mentioned this quarantine helped me get away from toxic people at school. Which I guess that would make sense. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that there, Death Shot. But he also has a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how addictive are these dramas?
Clearly for me, not that addictive. For April,
I would rate it maybe like a 9.5.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I'm not. I watched one because I was in the Philippines when it was released, and everyone was talking about it. So then my mom started watching it, but then she kept watching it without me. So I was like, "What happened?" Like, so when I came home, I just watched it all again just to see what happened. But to me, they're not addicting. That's my personal preference. I started. Okay, Scott, here you go. I started watching. What was it? All like the Marvel movies from like Captain America, like in order.
Okay. And?
I'm only at Thor.
Isn't Thor is the like third one?
Fourth one.
Okay. So you're not.
That's all of this week, though. Okay, take that in. It was all.
Do you find yourself like how do you like the Marvel movies? Are you being swept into them, or are they okay to you? How do you like them?
I've always I love Captain America just because he's Captain America, and I watched Endgame and the other one. I forgot what it was called now. So I was like, I want to know their stories behind these characters. So then I just started watching them. I like it more than Star Wars.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, they. Well, I mean, Endgame. I feel like. I mean, I really did enjoy Endgame, and I really like. Yeah, what was the one before it? Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
So I like
Something
those,
like
but I think I've got to think probably part of my enjoyment was because we've been with these characters for like what is it, like a decade. to see it all come together, I think that was more. I think that added a lot to it. So because you kind of saw it in the reverse order, I'm wondering. I wonder if maybe after you've watched them all, maybe you should go back and watch.
Well, obviously, we're
Endgame and
going to
Infinity
end
War
it
again.
with Endgame or whatever the last one is.
Oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not
Good.
actually watching it in reverse order.
And I wonder if there'll be more. You'll have more meaning, because that's the thing. Because there are a lot of plot lines and sort of character arcs that they kind of wrap up right in that last movie, so you can kind of see things at how it started. It's pretty amazing, that whole thing. I mean, and honestly, I haven't seen every Marvel movie. There's a bunch that I missed in the middle. But there's a few runs that I really liked. Some I liked okay, but I will say I think they really got it right in in Endgame and Infinity War. They really pulled it together there.
Do you watch Marvel,
Pretty amazing.
April?
No, I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I'm sorry, but I've seen Thor.
What'd you think of Thor?
I thought it was cool. It's pretty cool.
When I was watching,
And he's so good looking.
Oh my god, that was me for Captain America. When I was watching, what was it, Iron Man 2? I was like, I need to turn this off. He's so arrogant. Like I couldn't watch it anymore. I was like, ugh. But I finished it eventually.
Oh, yeah, well that's Tony Stark's thing. He's
I know, but
yeah.
like I just, it irritated me. Like I don't like people like you.
Deathshot says, I've been watching Stranger Things and The Simpsons.
Ooh.
Have you guys seen Stranger Things?
No.
I've seen Simpsons.
Yeah, I've seen
Yes.
Simpsons. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
me
who
too.
hasn't?
Have you
Yeah.
watched Maggie's Date with Destiny on Disney Plus?
I haven't even heard of that. Have you
It's
seen-
cute. It's like a short film type. Like, you know how Disney has short films?
Mhm.
Or Pixar has short films? So it's like that, but Maggie.
I see.
And her date with
sorry, it's like-
Destiny.
I didn't even realize that. Maggie Maggie from The Simpsons.
Maggie Simpson, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
She had a
didn't
date
get
with Destiny.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't watched The Simpsons in, I want to say 5 years, but it might be more.
I mean, it's on
You know the
Disney
thing-
Plus.
Yeah, Death Shot. Have you been watching The Simpsons from the beginning? Like, did you start at season 1 and moving your way up? Because I do
That's a lot
find
of seasons.
it is a lot of seasons. But you know what I find? The Simpsons was at its best, I want to say, in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Mhm.
I think once Family Guy came out, I noticed that The Simpsons changed, and there are certain elements that it kind of adapted that I feel like were more along the lines of Family Guy, and I don't think it fit that tone. Like there was some more, like there was always goofiness in The Simpsons, but I feel like it was more rooted in reality. The Simpsons originally, the characters were more rooted, and Family Guy was never really that realistic.
No.
And then I feel like The Simpsons kind of took a turn. You know what it is? I find there was a point when suddenly the animation on The Simpsons got better. It got smoother and more bright. And as soon as that happened, the show wasn't as good. It almost happened at the same time.
Maybe
So-
they had new producers.
Yeah, it could be.
probably.
I mean, plus it's also hard to create something like consistently amazing for 30 years. Like that's an amazing thing on its own. Has it been 30 years?
That's true.
Yep. There's 30 seasons.
Oh, there
Oh
you go.
my.
I know.
That's so long.
oh,
I don't even remember the last time
So, yeah.
I watched.
I've popped in like every now and again, like I'll just, if I'm scrolling and it's there, I'll watch a bit of it, but I don't find it's just not as well written. It's not as smart as it used to be. I don't know.
You know what show is still on that I really like? Arthur.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite in elementary.
It's still on, and they're still creating new characters. So like, if it's on, it's like, oh, I wonder what it's about now.
I used to watch
There
it
you
on
go.
TVO Kids at 4 p.m.
Right?
every day.
I'm such a
The
child.
best.
There you go. Arthur is still rolling, people.
Yeah.
Doing it great, hitting it out of the park to this
He's
very
still
day.
in middle school.
Oh my gosh.
I
Is
feel
Dora
like-
still on?
I was
Dora
gonna
the
say,
Explorer?
I feel like Dora is the only character and Rugrats that have actually gone out of their little age group.
Yeah.
But
What
that's
about
just,
Franklin?
I don't think that show's on anymore.
No,
Franklin, I'm not
I
sure.
remember that it was like animated, and then they changed it to like even more like realistic type of
What?
Franklin. It was so weird. Yeah, it was so
Franklin's
weird.
a legit turtle?
No,
That's
it was
weird.
different. It's weird.
Just the animation style changed.
Mhm.
Gotta love it.
Deathshot says, my last episode was Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 2. Okay, so he's right. So where you are right now, Deathshot, you're right in the middle of like classic Simpsons.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember when...
The fact that you remember that, Scott?
yeah, well, you're right. But I do remember, at that time, because that was a huge cliffhanger, right? And again, this is pre-streaming and all that stuff. It was like the TV event of the century, because it was like, I believe it was it was the season finale. So it was like Mr. Burns gets shot, and then they had this entire summer go by, right, where everybody's speculating about like
spoilers, by the way.
yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it because I think he hasn't seen it. Oh wait, no, he's seen part 2, so maybe anyway, I'm still not gonna spoil it. All I will say is, you know, if it was basically as big as Game of Thrones is now. It was like everybody was talking about. It's true, right? Everybody was talking about who shot Mr. Burns. It was like this theory, like the news was covering it. It was everywhere. It was everything. And the only thing that was kind of is, I guess, as big as that. And this is I wasn't really around for this, but I remember people tell me about the show Dallas. I know the big question in the show Dallas was like who shot JR. That was like the big thing.
Who killed Kenny? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like that. So that was the same thing. It was like who shot JR. This was like it was like another generation of TV watchers was like who shot Mr. Burns, and it was such a like huge thing. And we haven't really seen anything like it since, really. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Game of Thrones is probably the last one I'm thinking about where that's the last TV thing where everybody was talking about it. I don't know. Can you guys think of any? Are there any other TV things where everybody was talking about this same thing? It was this huge cliffhanger. I'm trying to think.
Mark is too young for Jessica. No kidding.
I don't know. I can't think of any right now.
Yeah.
All I can think of is like Netflix series. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because it's different in the age of streaming, right? Because now that we can stream, there's very little.
Oh, I know clips
waiting.
that people are talking about, but it's like very selected. Okay, so I've been watching 90 Day Fiance, and I'm sure if you go on Instagram, there are a lot of memes about certain people, and a lot of those people were cliffhangers. So I found one.
Okay, but I still think it probably, again, it's not that one that's like everybody.
No.
You know, it's not. I think the last one to do that was Game of Thrones. Although I will say a lot of people have been talking about 90 Day Fiance. I've been seeing a lot of memes online.
I'm telling you. And tonight is the season finale, and they're telling which I'm looking forward to. I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of junk TV. I'm so sorry, people.
Well, I mean, you know, we all have. In fact, have you watched yet? Probably not. There's another one on Netflix called Too Hot to Handle.
I'm not gonna watch it.
No,
Stop
I haven't
asking.
seen that
I'm
one.
not gonna watch it. I'm too busy
that
watching
one, it's
90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
better.
too busy watching K-dramas.
There you go. Yeah. Well, because you know, we talked about Love Is Blind a little while ago, right? And so Love Is Blind. Did you watch Love Is Blind, April?
No, unfortunately, no.
You're like one of the only people I know that have not watched it.
Really? Okay, I'll check it out after maybe
So
I finish this
Love Is
K-drama.
Blind is one of those. Again, I don't really watch a lot of reality TV, but it was one that I did end up watching and was
I
pretty.
binged
and I watched
it in
the
an entire day.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks to Scott.
Well,
I'll
the
get
premise.
on that.
Yeah, the premise behind Too Hot to Handle is they put a whole bunch of single people, attractive single people, and specifically people who are they live very promiscuous lifestyles. You know, they don't have relationships, and they throw them all on this island resort together. And the only rule is they're not allowed to have any physical intimacy.
Oh, I think I saw a preview of that on Netflix somewhere.
Yeah. So basically the way they do it is like like I said, nobody's allowed to. So they're trying to make everything it's filled with temptation, but nobody's allowed to do anything. And every time anybody does anything, the prize money goes down.
Oh,
For
I thought
the
they just get
person or
eliminated.
the group?
For everybody, for the group.
Oh, imagine being that one person and then they win at the end.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, you guys haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. And also for people watching, the thing I should say is, like, it's not good. It's not.
Okay, I was gonna say, is it worth watching?
I mean, here's the thing. It's like, it's not good, but I still watched all of it. So.
Is it
So there
drama
is something about it.
Like, I'm an
there's
MTV junkie, so if it's not drama,
there is drama, and like there are definitely characters in it that you'll love and hate for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that I couldn't escape with it was that it really feels like the producers of the show are making it up as they go along. Like, it feels like they're like, okay, all right, the prize money
This is
at
what we're
this
gonna do
level.
now.
Yeah, exactly. And like, so that's why the way it ends, the ending is actually probably the worst. It's very anticlimactic.
Oh, that's
And-
boring.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
selling
just,
it to us, Scott.
like I said, it's not like, I
Not
found
chicken
myself,
wings.
even though I don't really like a lot of reality TV, I found myself getting fairly emotionally invested in Love Is Blind, right?
Yeah, you did.
Like, I wanted to, especially there was that one couple. What was her
Which
name? Is Giannina a girl? One of the girls?
Yes. Gigi
Gigi, right?
Yeah.
That couple.
and Damien. Yeah.
Yes. Them specifically, I was like, I don't want to spoil it, but like I actually found myself rooting for them. And but
Yeah, you were
this
very
show
invested.
Yeah, this show I didn't really get to that same level, but again, it's that same thing where they're trying to like try a different concept. The only problem I had with it is it was like, you basically win by not doing anything. So in a lot of ways, it's like the easiest show to win in the world, right? Because they're like in order to lose money, you have to go and do something. So somebody said to you, all you have to do is sit there, right? But I guess again, there's so much temptation, and they've specifically picked people who aren't that into
To our promiscuous. Got it.
yeah. So it was.
You got to be celibate for X amount of days. Can you do it? Yes or no?
Self-control.
We'll find out. That's literally what it is.
That's exactly what it was.
Let's
Yeah.
just put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was okay. Oh, one thing I guess we can talk about, Regine. I remember you mentioned to me before this new person, Michaela, or I guess we shouldn't call her. She's not really a person.
But
But,
that's the whole point. She's not really
yes.
a person, but she's also an influencer making X amount of money, and she's not even real.
Yes. So
That's
CAA,
crazy.
which is I guess CAA is like a talent agency of some kind, I guess. So they've just signed their latest person is somebody named
influencer.
Michaela, but she's not real. She's like a computer generated person. Although she also has songs, so there's a singer behind her, right? I guess.
It has to be.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's actually me, guys. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, there you go. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Regine? What do you think about the idea?
I think it's crazy. I think like first off, there's already so many people out there trying to be the next Beyonce or be the next Kylie Jenner, and you have all these little girls looking up to all these role models, and then now they're gonna look up to a computer. Like, I don't know, there's so much going on already with social media and media in general that now you're throwing in a computer. I don't know. This person better behave if they have Gen Z people following them now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
they're literally
my-
the face of the future. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
My issue with it is that it's, the thing is I'm not that impressed because I don't think she looks that real.
She looks like an Instagram filter. Not Instagram, sorry,
Yeah.
Snapchat filter. That's what she
Yeah.
looks like.
Well, I mean, I feel like though she kind of almost looks like a video game character. I think I would be more convinced if it was like the idea was like, what was that movie that came out a few years ago about? It was basically the same premise where what was it called? But basically, there's this. She was like the most famous movie star in the world, but then we discover that she was actually a a computer generated thing. She didn't actually exist. Did you hear about that movie? I think Al Pacino.
I think I know
in
what
it,
you're
maybe?
talking about. I just haven't watched it.
Yeah, but like in that movie, the people were fooled, as in like people were convinced she was real. Because then I think what happens in that movie is like the guy who created her wants to stop doing it, but then, in fact, I believe the guy that created her was also like posing as her manager. So then when he tried to like make her go away, there's this whole thing because people thought that like that maybe he killed her because they were so convinced she was real. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So, but the thing about this is, I don't know, it kind of feels a bit like it is a gimmick, but my issue is that she doesn't look real to me. Like it looks
April,
like a video
what do you
game.
think?
I think it's crazy, and it's crazy to think how like advanced technology is today, and it's always evolving, and like what people can and how smart like people are these days, and how they can just make, you know, like computerized people making money like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's saying it definitely. You know, the only thing is why I think that'll never happen, because I know they've been saying for years, like every time there's a jump forward in, say, computer animation, there's always saying that there's this push that eventually, you know, there won't be actors in movies anymore, right? It's all gonna be computer people.
We're gonna have to
And-
computerize you, Scott.
Yeah. Exactly.
Digitalize you.
Yeah, but the reason I don't think it'll ever happen, I mean, is because, so like let's say you watch a movie and you love the movie, right? Oftentimes you get attached to the character, but you also kind of get attached to the actor playing them, right? There's a reason why we have movie stars, right?
Captain
And, like, there's a
America.
Exactly. Like there's a reason why, you know, after you've seen the movie, right? Say in the case of who plays Captain America again?
Chris
What's
Evans.
his name? Chris Evans. There's a reason why, like, after people see Captain America, you know, they'll follow Chris Evans on Instagram, and when he does an interview, people tune in to watch the interview. They know that that's not actually Captain America, even though to them in a way he is. But I think there's still that people want to feel the attachment to a real person, and I think if you know it's not a real person, I don't think you feel it in the same way.
But she has so many followers, and people know she's not a real person. Like she's
Yeah, I mean,
endorsed by all of. She is endorsed by all of these big companies making X amount of money. Okay, so who's making that money? Her creator.
Well, yeah, the people that created her, right? But that's what I'm saying is I think, I mean, she's got 2.3 million followers, which is a lot. It's definitely a
That's a
lot.
lot.
But I think they will find, and maybe I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, well, then I'm wrong. But I do think they'll find that she's not gonna last that long. I don't think.
But she could also be the first of many.
Yeah,
'Cause
you know what? That's
if-
probably true.
Because if her creators see how successful this one person is, I can only imagine how many more are in the works right now as we speak.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. And like you know what it could be the end of as well. Or again, my issue with her specifically, Lil Michaela, is like I've seen a lot better computer animated people like in movies and stuff. And I know Regine, actually, we talked a little bit last week about the uncanny valley. You know, that thing where if it doesn't look quite real, it looks off.
Yeah.
And I find for me she sits in that world, and so because of that, I'm like I don't see her replacing any real person soon. However, better animators and better people at making computers could probably pull it off. Because anyway, what I was going to say is, like, I know we've seen already car commercials where the car we're seeing on screen is not the actual car, right? It's a lot easier. They just computer animate the vehicle, and because they've gotten so good at recreating like objects and things on computers now that you almost don't need to actually shoot a real car anymore. But we haven't gotten there yet with human beings.
You can try.
And I don't know.
And then
Well, that's the thing, and I do think we will probably get there eventually,
Scott,
right?
You should try, and then the next time one of us is on vacation, we can just have like.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody will
Skype.
notice. We'll just like, yeah, hi, I'm sitting here next to, this is Regine, and it's just like, I'm not the person. I am not the person to create a digital Regine. It
And
is
then
beyond
April's
my skill
next
set.
music video will all be like.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. Exactly. So I don't know. I see this. In fact, you know, we should. I have her.
Yeah, show that.
I can actually show. It's just so you guys who are watching can get an idea of like. So this is her Instagram here, Lil Michaela. She's got 2.3 million. And like, so there's the images. Now, again, I don't know how large the screen you're seeing is. So maybe if it's a small screen you're watching on, it looks real. But like, let me find, like, as soon as you kind of take a look at any individual photo, like that's not a real person. It's clearly not a real person. Yeah, that's true. I mean, some filters actually do make people look like not real people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Regine, what you're saying is that this may be the first of many.
Mm-hmm.
Is probably true.
I'm sure there's already so many out there that we don't even realize.
That's true. But what I was saying is that this is probably the first of many. But I don't think Lil Michaela is it.
We'll see.
And but anyway, because two reasons. One, I think because in the long run, people do want to feel that the person is real, that they're talking to or that they're idolizing. And also, however, what it could be the end of is like you see a lot of ads where the model is not a well-known person or nobody knows who that model is, and it's just like somebody holding like a perfume or something. You could see computer animated people replacing those jobs where it's just we want a generic person to hold this. I don't know if you can replace the movie star with a robot yet, because I don't know if you can really feel attachment to a fake thing. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'll eat my words, but I have a feeling people desire that realness behind the people they're following. What do you guys think?
I think for like since like there's a lot of animated shows and like Disney shows.
Regine's camera
like,
is moving around.
Sorry, I'm trying to charge my phone so it doesn't die again.
I'm scared my phone's gonna die. Oh my god. Okay, but what was I saying? But yeah, so since we have like Disney shows and a lot of like animated stuff, I feel like.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
What's happening?
You were talking animated shows.
Yeah. So I feel like people could still kind of relate to it, but like you said, like well, depending on the
there's
story.
a delay on my end, but just keep talking. Yeah.
Depending on the storyline, I guess like anyone can relate to something like non-fiction or like not real. So but yeah, it really depends on the person from my perspective.
There Deathshot 314 says robots are taking over.
Well, and the other thing also with that is that there's
I'm done. It's okay, Scott. Go ahead. There is a delay on your end.
Yeah. That's true. That's you're right there, Deathshot. It's kind of creepy. But I will say yeah, I'm hearing and I'll bet you the people online are not seeing it, so which means I'm the only one seeing it. This happened before. Well, I'm not sure how this sounds to people, but I'm just I'll finish my point here. Is that what was I going to say? April, what you were just saying in terms of how you're still connecting with, say, like animated characters, but those characters, right? They have real voices, and there's a real actor behind it saying it. And even in the terms of famous cartoons and stuff, the voice actor usually still gets a lot of fans from that, right? And then like you have famous voice actors who become well known for doing those characters.
Yeah.
So again, I still think there's a human element behind it. I don't know if an artificial person So I don't know if an artificial person could ever be replaced that unless AI comes along and now there's an actual intelligence behind it. There's always going to have to be a human being who's going to have the taste or the voice or the personality, I think. So I don't know.
Is there still a delay?
Yeah, I don't know either.
And I'm also not sure how long the delay is with all you guys, because I'm hearing a big delay in between people, and I don't know if other people are.
Let's see if you hear it.
I don't know. Regine, say hello right now.
Hi.
Okay.
That's a huge delay.
Yeah, there's like... There, so I just heard the word hi right now. That's a huge delay. And I don't know if other people are hearing it as well. Maybe that's a sign that we should probably wrap things up. This was a good episode, though. Did you guys have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. I'm glad I got to talk to you guys. It's been
We
too
never
long
talked
since the last
about
time.
my video. I'm just kidding. Just watch it, people. Put in my
Check
YouTube
out
channel
Regine's
and
channel.
watch it as this girl
just got my
brushes her hair.
I'm getting too comfortable here.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
That is a huge delay. Give them a few seconds, and
yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap things up because I'm pretty sure the conversation I just heard is well behind everything else. So I don't even know how this is gonna look to you guys watching. It's a little bit strange, but yeah, there's definitely a delay. But April, let people know your social media. Where can people find you?
Well, you guys could check me out on Instagram and Facebook and Spotify. My Spotify account is April Joyce, and my Instagram account is official April Joyce, and my music page on Facebook is Real April Joyce. And thank you guys for having me.
thanks for coming. I'm gonna say it because he'll say it in like 10 minutes, but thanks for coming.
And Regine, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at It's Regine Alaina, and now on YouTube. And I know Scott put the link down below in the description box, so make sure you guys watch my latest video and please subscribe. Thanks. Where can they find you, Scott? Give them a few seconds.
Excellent. So what's weird is I can see your video, guys, in real time. I can see the video in real time, but I can also see that the delay is like behind. So I think I've got the timing pretty good. And yes, Regine, people can find me on YouTube and Twitch and DLive where you're watching this show. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter right there at Scott Dion Brown. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. April, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, check out her brand new single "You Don't Know Me" on Spotify now. It's there. And yes, Death Shot is in the chat saying bye, guys. I liked it. He liked the show. All of you guys for tuning in, thank you so much. And please smash that like button. And I'll be streaming tomorrow night, Brawlhalla, Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that'll be it, everybody. Everybody, wave goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you all again real soon.